Hey guys, Luna's Part 27 here. Bleach chapter 511. I can't believe it. Oh my god, this chapter. Wow. But before I get into it, it's official. Genryuusai Yamammoto is dead. Holy crap. But before I get into that, let's just start with the chapter. First off, the chapter begins with a flashback of seeing Yamammoto back in what he looked like when he was younger, a couple thousand years ago. You get to see a little Shinsui Kyoraku, which I gotta admit, he looks pretty adorable when he was a little kid. He was looking at one of Yamammoto's paintings, and he asked Yamammoto, "What is that painting?" According to him, the painting was a monster that appeared in Soul Society long ago. It came when Soul Society was pretty messed up, but the monster has disappeared. Shinsui, however, asks what would happen if the monster did appear again, and then he says, "Then I probably won't be coming back." And we get to see the present, and Yamammoto, when he was like slashed in previous chapter, the top part of his body fell on the ground. Hang on. Look at that. That is what is left of Yamammoto. It's nuts. His torso is still the top half of his body fell down, but the rest of his body is still standing up. It's unbelievable. So after that, Ukitake and Shinsui, they all sense that Yamammoto is in big trouble. But however, because of this, the Quincy that Shinsui was fighting was able to shoot Shinsui. And he orders that white beanpole Quincy. Apparently his name is Hashvald. So we know now the white/blonde-haired Quincy's name is Hashvald. But, you know, while Bach was leaving, Yamammoto, still cut in half, mind you, was able to grab onto Bach's cape. He's cut in half! How the hell is he still alive? Right when Yamammoto grabbed his cape, Bach, he just cut off his arm. So yeah, that's what's left of him. But there is more. Oh my god. You think Gin got slaughtered when he died? Yeah, Yamammoto definitely had it worse. Now, after Bach cut off Yamamoto's arm, he goes up to Yamamoto and he just steps on his head and asks, "Why didn't you get your arm healed?" And apparently he knew about Orihime's healing abilities, and he asked him why Yamamoto didn't get his arm healed by Orihime. According to Bach, it's because he didn't want to depend on a human. Even back when Aizen was evading Soul Society and, you know, the fake town arc, Yamamoto still didn't want to rely on Ichigo, even though he was a human. I guess we learn a little bit more of Yamammoto, from Bach's point of view. According to him, he was the first Gotei 13, the 13 court guard squads. They were only known as divisions, and according to Bach, they were just a bunch of murderous thugs, and Yamammoto was the leader, the most ruthless of them all. But then after the Shinigami exterminated the Quincy's, everything changed. Yamamoto became a different person. He cared more about his comrades because, you know, they were able to obtain peace. Yamamoto back then didn't care at all. But then, and it gets better after that. Bach says Soul Society is going to be destroyed. The Gotei 13 died 1,000 years ago, along with us. And he points out his finger and he blows up the rest of Yamamoto's corpse. I don't know why, but that always reminds me of Ukiura Sero. The hand, the finger, and then the energy Reatsu blast. So yeah, he blew up the rest of Yamamoto. Shit. I can't believe that happened. Oh my god. So yeah, Yamamoto was blown up. He got cut in half. He got his arm cut. Nothing left of him. Holy shit. So anyway, after that, Hashvald, he orders Hashvald, according to Bach. Well, Bach tells Hashvald to order all to convey all the Stern Reachers and telling them they're gonna reduce Soul Society to rubble. So the remaining Stern Reachers that were fighting the Shinigami, they used those shadows to summon soldat or soldiers. Yeah, so from those shadows that they summoned, multiple Quincy's, multiple Vandenreich members, they could also be Arankars, they show up through the shadows and they started killing the Shinigamis one by one. And then everything was getting destroyed, not just the Shinigami, but all the Serite and Soul Society. It was devastating. And also, apparently, that Mohawk Quincy, he's still alive. So, what does that... So, does this mean Nanana and Asnaughts aren't alive? Or are they still alive? The Mohawk Quincy was alive. So, what just happened? Okay, so, you know, like, while everything's getting destroyed, Bach and forgot if it was Vasgal, whatever, they're watching Soul Society crumbling, being destroyed, everything, complete mayhem and chaos. Then, Bach, he says, he says that the main forces of the 13 Kurgar squads are destroyed. However, there's still Squad 0, the Royal Guard. And if they appeared, then the Quincy's would have to retreat. But the chapter ends with some explosion coming out from the sky, and then Bach is shocked and he's saying, "What was that?" And that's where the chapter ends. So that's Bleach 511, Death While Standing, and this was a really, really good chapter. Yamamoto is dead. I'm pretty surprised at that. Everything is getting destroyed in Soul Society. It seems like all hope is lost, but Bach mentions the Royal Guard. So I'm really hoping that whoever was the one that caused that explosion in the sky, I hope it's either the Royal Guard, please let it be the Royal Guard, or Ichigo. Maybe Ichigo finally escaped that cage and finally made it to Soul Society. As for what happened to the rest of the remaining main Shinigamis, I don't know what happened to them. Oh man, Bach is ruthless. Bach is ruthless. Yamamoto, I gotta admit, Yamamoto may not be like one of the best characters. Sure, he was like really stubborn, but back then he always had to do what was really best for Soul Society and for the world of the living. And he had one of the most badass Bankais I've ever seen. And for him to die like that, I am shocked. I haven't been shocked over seeing a character getting killed off since Byakuya. And granted, Byakuya, it hasn't really been confirmed if he's dead or not, but holy shit. Now, another thing I have to point out, Bach mentions the 5 war potentials. We only know the 3. Ichigo, Kenpachi, and Aizen. Who are the other 2? And how does Bach know about Orihime? I mean, does he also know about Chad and Uryu as well? Does he consider Ichigo's friends as potential war potentials? I don't know, but this chapter was really, really good to see. Once again, the Vandenreich are dominating Soul Society. Soul Society is being destroyed. It seems like all hope is lost, but there was like this slight chance that who that because of that explosion in the sky, it could be someone else, the Royal Guard or the or Ichigo. I can't wait to see what happens next. I mean, if it is the Royal Guard, I'd be like, finally, it's about damn time. But what the hell took so long for the Royal Guard to appear? I mean, it was all it took was for Yamamoto to die for them to realize we should probably do something. I don't know, but this was a great chapter. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. Oh boy, Yamamoto. Yeah, as I said before, Yamamoto may not be one of the best characters and the best leaders, but he always had to do what was best for Soul Society and the world of living. Sure, he didn't want to rely on humans all the time, but when things were really desperate, he would have to rely on them. And he had the most badass Zanpakuchos, Ryujin Jaka and Zanka no Tachi. Badass. And he did have a soft spot for its other characters. I mean, when he fought Wonderwise, he had a soft spot for him because he looked like a child. But he was also the teacher of both Ukitake and Shunsui. And I'm really worried what other characters are gonna die. Who is next? Who is next to die? Oh boy. So yeah, 9 out of 10 of this chapter. This was really good. That's Bleach chapter 5 and 11. I'm gonna Spiral 27, and I'll see you guys later. Genryuusai Yamammoto, leader of Squad 1, head captain of the 13 Court Guard squads, teacher to Shunsui Ukitake and Chojiro Sasakebe. May you rest in peace.